my humble submission is actually we need to find also certain solid ways to carry on the legacy of Malalasekara. Now, if we really, for example, if we really value and appreciate what Malalasekara did in so many fields, scholar, diplomat, teacher, aesthetician, student of art, orator, and all these things. Now, of course, while commemorating and appreciating what he did, we should do something to carry those values to the next generations. Now, one thing that came into my mind was how if, now here there is a very valuable text, how if we also have text for children like 10 to 12 years old, where we are talking about how to be an orator, how to be a diplomat, how to be many within one. Now, if that is the type of people we need in future, now we can really have a small, the text for children, where, it could be example. And also, we could have another text for the young people like 18 plus 20s and all that, so that, they can be really motivated by, and also the giving the hint to them their own self-capacity. Now, looking at Malalasekara, starting from Western medicine, going to Buddhist studies and the diplomacy and the Buddhist work and social work and all that. So, what is the limit? Now, I think this is the type of vision we need to inculcate within our young people. So therefore, I think in order to carry this legacy to the future, we need to have some kind of arrangement to, reading material, to, transmit this to the future generation so that Malalasekara will be living. Otherwise, what happens is, naturally these kind of things, naturally wane and, finally, another some years, when, because people come and go. But ultimately what they do, their actions are things that remain. So Malalasekara is lucky, we are commemorating him after 125 years. But what about you and me? Will we be that lucky? Haddavse danayan, tummase danayan, we will be gone forever. So, but I think the important thing is we need, and also I think something like, I don't know whether you are already doing it, but something like, because he excelled in the Pali and Buddhist studies, how if we have something like every year some kind of academic oration, and also publishing it, and also encouraging younger generation, particularly the young monks. We have young Buddhist scholars here, present here. So, they need financial support, they need particularly the young people, and to go into deep into the subject. Now, unfortunately, not only for other subjects, particularly for Buddhist studies also, today we have, we are finding very easy ways of getting a PhD, getting a degree, and people don't have knowledge. Of course, I'm happy to see the venerable professors, Buddhist monks present here. Actually, but whether we can say the same thing about the emerging generation is really a problem. So, we need to have language, we need to have a subject. I think foundation like Malalasekara Foundation can do many things in order to perpetuate that academic tradition. So, Malalasekara will be living for many more years if we provide that kind of solid basis for younger generation, young children, young school children of the country, and also for the young Buddhist monks of the country to come up with, unfortunately, during the age of Malalasekara and then subsequently in the age of N.A. Jayavikrama, Dheerasekara, K.N. Jayatilaga, Sri Lanka was the center of academic Buddhist studies. As a result, Theravada studies was very prominent in the world. However, by today, just one example is there is one world organization called International Association of Buddhist Studies. Every 4 years they convene, several years ago, Professor Richard Gombrich in England told me this conference, there were about 600 panels, academic panels, because conference goes about 7 to 8 days. And he said there was none on Theravada. Nothing to say about no Sri Lankan scholar. So where are we? Of course, I am not saying that I am beyond the blame. I am also maybe to be blamed. But we are nostalgically looking at Malalasekara period and the N.A. Jayavitram and K.N. Jayatilaka and all that. But I think if we can do something to get people at least to become closer to that, I think that is something we can do. So without taking any further time from you, and then with those reflections, again congratulating the Venerable author, Venerable Vetra Mahind, and also publishers, Malalasekara Foundation, and the printers who produced this production, congratulating them all, and also reminding them we need to do more and more to perpetuate the legacy and the tradition of Malalasekara. I would wind up. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much, Professor Asanga. Those reflections were quite interesting, enjoyable, and thought-provoking. Ladies and gentlemen, if you remember, I'm sure you were listening to his speech, just like we were doing. His